Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the second episode of my series of my Sunday night cosign. Time to do another Sunday night cosign. This is where I talk about recent music or anything else. So far it's just been music, but it could be anything. Recent things that I've enjoyed. So today's format is a little different than last time. I'm going to give you my top 5 songs that I've been listening to personally. Now some of these are songs that are recent, and then there are a couple that have been around for a while. It'll give you a sense of how eclectic my tastes are, and it's my opportunity to share with you some music that I really love. So it's all over the map. If you love music, I'm sure you're going to find something that you enjoy here. It's not just rap and hip-hop, which is normally what I talk about. I'm expanding my horizons, so I'm going to show you all different kinds of stuff today. And first off is a song from an album that came out in 1976, and it got a little bit of exposure in recent times when the Black Mirror episode Bandersnatch, which was the Choose Your Own Adventure style episode, gave you the opportunity to choose one of 2 different records when in the record store, and one of them was the Bermuda Triangle by, I hope I say this right, Isao Tomita. Tomita was a legendary trailblazer in the world of electronic music. And one thing that he did extremely well was he took classical music and revised it, reperformed it using electronic instruments. When he was doing this in the late 70s, early 80s, electronic music wasn't as advanced as it is now. So he had to really have a lot of technical knowledge of synthesizers. Back then, I think you did a lot of building your own setups. I don't know the exact details about everything that he had at his disposal or exactly what he used, but I can tell you that at the time he was making music that was unlike anything I had ever heard. So this came out in 78. I was probably 5, 6, 7 years old when I listened to this, and I absolutely loved it. And I hope you will too. This is his rendition of Symphony No. 5 in B-flat, Allegro Marcato by Prokofiev. First, so you can see a side-by-side comparison, I'm going to show you a performance by the Teresa Carreño Youth Orchestra of Venezuela playing an excerpt, the same excerpt from this piece, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison of their version and Tomita's version, and you can see how amazing both of them are. So first, let's start off with the Teresa Carreño Youth Orchestra of Venezuela. Kids look young, but they seem extremely talented. This is beautiful. Alright, that's a beautiful moment in a piece. This piece is phenomenal. It's 7.5 minutes long. I'm going to have links to everything that I show you today in the description section so you can see the entire piece. But in the 7.5 minutes, Prokofiev fits in more beautiful melodies and musical themes than you'll find in any piece, in my opinion. It's just absolutely beautiful music. And then to have an interpretation by Tomita, which is what I'm going to show you right now. Here's the same part of the song. I'm just going to let you be the judge. This crescendo is so powerful, I had to have it. if you listen to the rest of this piece, you'll hear how cinematic his music is, how well he uses stereo sound. The sound will move back and forth between the speakers. If you listen to it with a great pair of headphones, it will really add to the experience. But back in the day, there was something that was considered cutting edge called quadraphonic sound. So if you got a stereo with quadraphonic sound, you'd set up 4 speakers in the 4 corners of a room. People don't really go through the effort of doing that anymore, and you don't have 4 channels when you hear a Walkman, so you don't have that same effect. But Tomita really utilized quadraphonic sound, so that was something that he really focused on when he made his pieces and added a lot to the experience of listening to them. That was just an excerpt, but there are so many interesting sounds that Tomita uses, so much creativity. It's like a great cover in any other genre of a song where you really bring your own interpretation to the music, and he did that a lot with the instrumentation that he used. And you can also hear that he sped up that big crescendo moment to add to the power of the organ playing. It's just an epic moment. It's already an epic song, but he even heightens that and makes it more momentous when you listen to his version. So that was number 5 on my top 5. Number 4, totally different type of music. We have the Gorillaz. They just came out with a great album. I wouldn't say just came out. I shouldn't say that. I should say it came out last year. And the album is called Song Machine. And it has a lot of really beautiful music, really well-constructed songs. They work with so many talented artists. If you look at all the artists that they work with and on the track list, you'll see that they clearly are curating the most vital artists of today. They have JPEG Mafia, they have Slow Tie, they have Elton John, they have Beck. There's all over, just respected artists. It must be an honor to be asked to work with them. If I ever get my act together and start making music, I hope to get to the point where I start getting some visibility so I could do projects like this. The same goes with artists like Run the Jewels. These are just artists that work with other artists that are clearly respected. They're doing it not only for the money, but also because they want to work with talented artists that they respect. So on this track, which is called Desole, this is a trilingual track. We have English, we have French, and then we have the actress and singer from Mali, whose name is Fatoumata Diawara, and she sings some of this song in a language that I had never heard of before, which is Bambara. So I guess that's a West African language, and it's just a beautiful song. The reason I'm including this song is because I heard it once when I was going through all the tracks, and it really sticks with you. It's a simple melody. It's a beautiful song. I love her vocal performance, and Damon Albarn always sounds great, and they sound great together. Let's take a listen to an excerpt from Desole by the Gorillaz featuring Fatoumata Diawara.
Desole, desole, I'm trying to hold on to you. Desole, desole.
It's just a beautiful, chill song. I love her vocal. I think there's so much character in her voice. She was actually up for a couple of Grammys back in 2019, and she's worked with Paul McCartney and also The Roots. But this is the first time I've heard her voice, and I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd share that with you.